All right. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kenny T, and that means I'm back coming to you live from NYC, back to talk facts, talk mass smack too. You already know, keep it factual. That's what we do here. We keep it factual. We talk smack, we keep it factual, and we give some opinions too, obviously. Got to give my criticism, my analysis, and everything. But today, we are joined by my main man, Frank the Tank. What's up, Frank? Say hello to the camera, bro. Chill, take it easy. It's all right. You don't got to be nervous. You ain't got to be nervous. Look, it's okay. There we go. My big boy Frank. All right. I'm going to let him go. All right. So, let's get into the boxing, baby. Let's go. Mad energy, mad hype. That's how we do it. Stop playing. The Dawn. What is good, bro? Thank you for joining me. Salute. You already know. Coming to you live from NYC, Washington Heights. And let's get into it. Let's jump right into it. Was a great weekend for boxing. Lots of fights happening. Lots of things going on. And we're going to jump right into that. If you have the time, free out of work, give us a call and join us. Give me a call and join me. And let's go. Let's get to it. Starting off with Miguel Berchelt getting his jaw caved in. Miguel Berchelt getting beat up by Jeremiah Nakathila. Listen, man. Whew. I predicted that Berchelt was going to win this fight, but apparently it didn't come out happening that way. Haplotype was good, my guy. Thank you for joining me. You already know. But let's keep it going. Miguel Berchelt, man, took a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Puro Sul Central Boxeo. Thank you for joining. Took a lot of damage very quickly, very rapidly. It seemed like Nakathila could not miss. Everything he let go, he was landing. Boy, that was a hell of a showing for Nakathila. But it also shows us a lot. It shows us that Shakur Stevenson is great. Shakur Stevenson is that guy. He's great. He made Nakathila look like a joke. He made Nakathila look like an amateur boxer in there. And then Nakathila hops in the ring with Berchelt and puts a fucking beating on Berchelt. Nah, not sending the link. I'm using new software. I haven't set up the software yet to be able to. I'm not using StreamYard. So sending a link out to join is much different using the software, and I haven't set it up yet. So I won't be sending the link out to join me by video, but you can definitely call in and, share your audio. You'll definitely join in on the stream if you call in. So, Fava Beans, thank you for joining as well. Team Batman Boxing, let's go. Let's do it. Thank you all for joining. But yeah, man, Shakur Stevenson. He is that guy. And I think that he's definitely going to beat Oscar Valdez. We're going to see, though. Oscar Valdez been training very, very hard. He got power, and he beat Berchelt up. Nakathila beat Berchelt up, and Shakur Stevenson beat Nakathila up. So, look. It's going to be a hell of a matchup versus Valdez and Stevenson. Nakathila, now I have to see Nakathila against some other opposition. Because now I have to see if Berchelt, if it's that Berchelt is just really not that good, or Berchelt getting knocked out brutally by Valdez has derailed his career somewhat, lowered his belief in himself. I don't know. But now I have to see Berchelt against some other competition now to see what's going on. And I have to see Nakathila against some other competition. Because, see, now is Nakathila better than we thought he is? Is Berchelt worse than we thought he is? It's hard to tell. Rent free, I see. I like that. Yeah, man, look. Shakur Stevenson is living rent-free in Valdez's head, as I've been reading in the media. Valdez, you know, he wasn't too happy about the shit that Shakur's been saying in the media. It is what it is, though. Like, yo, you're going to take the heat in the media, and you're going to take the heat in the gym, too. I mean, in the real fight, not the gym, the real fight. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Stevenson don't play. Stevenson is nice, and he has belief in himself. The kid got skills. So, yeah, man, I'm pretty sure you all saw it. Miguel El Alacran Berchelt took a beating and lost by stoppage. Some people think that the stoppage was a little early, including himself, Berchelt. He was still standing. He seemed like he was a little okay, but he was taking a beating. And, you know, the ref at the end of the day is there to call the fight and also to protect fighters. So it is what it is, yo. It ain't like he had one good round maybe. Like, out of all the rounds in that fight, there was one good round where he was landing good punches. Then the round right after, Nakathila came through and knocked him out. I mean, yes, ref stoppage, but still, he was landing savage punches. It was only going to get worse, if you ask me, or at least it looked that way. So, yeah, man, let's you know, move on from Berchelt and Nakathila. It was a hell of an action-packed boxing match. HCP Boxing Network, thank you for joining me. Yo, if you're watching, everybody watching, hit that like, subscribe, and support. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, right? Let's keep it going. Yo, look, before I even move on to the next one, if let's say Oscar Valdez loses against Stevenson, then we have to see Oscar Valdez and versus Nakathila. My opinion. We have to see what Nakathila's really about now. It seems like he's way more than what we saw in that Stevenson fight. All right, so now I am going to keep it moving. Let's go. Let's go. This was a hell of a fight this weekend. A rematch, a take two. It was so nice they had to do it twice, as they say. But yeah, man, hell of a fight. Came out on fire. Lots of punches being landed. Kiko Martinez getting headbutted. Seemed extremely tentative. Was not really letting the power shots go. And man, Warrington just seemed like too long in there for him. Like even when, I don't know. The short arms of Kiko just were not getting there when they were fighting at the distance. And then when they were fighting in close, you know, Warrington was letting vicious combinations go. And also, you know, vicious headbutts and shit. But, yo, Kiko got beat up, man, and I felt kind of bad for him because he looked amazing in that fight versus Kid Galahad, and Kid Galahad was making excuses of being weight drained. But yo, I don't know. Man, maybe it's time for retirement for Kiko. But I'll get into the retirement talk in a second. But man, Warrington, what a fucking impressive fight. He came out. I mean, some people are saying, oh, you know, it's because Kiko Martinez is washed up and he's beyond his age and he just looked good against Kid Galahad, but he's already done, blah, blah, blah. Stop hating. Warrington looked amazing. And he went out there and fought like a warrior. Broke his hand, broke his jaw. You know what I'm saying? Or got his jaw broken by Kiko. That's right, Poodle. So he did break Kiko's jaw. I mean, Kiko did break Warrington's jaw. So the man definitely has power. Listen, it takes a lot of power to break someone's jaw. Especially someone who, you know, trains and takes hits for a living. With the damage that they've taken and the training that they do to be able to take punches. Bro. That must have been a savage blow that broke that jawbone. Seriously. But, yo, Warrington also broke his hand. Yo, I said before the fight last week, if you watch No Cap, I said before the fight, I was like, yo, look. Kiko got a big-ass, hard-ass head, man. And it's a big target. Yo, that big target broke that man's hand. He was landing punches and bunches, and bro, gotta congratulate Warrington on his victory. Let's not hate, let's congratulate. And now, to the retirement talk. Should Kiko Martinez retire? He's getting pushed to retire. That's what everybody's been saying after the fight, that he should retire. He hasn't really spoken out whether he's going to retire or not. He's more so, him and his team have more so been having the conversation, speaking to boxing, to the boxing, I guess, media, the boxing, the judging commission and everybody, that they need to check their judging because of all the headbutts that he got, and that all the cuts and all the blood was from the headbutts, and that he really wasn't getting beat up like that, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to see. My opinion on the situation is, I don't know, man. Warrington is kind of old. He does look kind of beat. He's taken a lot of losses, has a lot of mileage on him. He's been fighting for a long time. He's definitely fought the best in his time. If he was to retire right now, it wouldn't hurt anybody, which is the truth. It wouldn't hurt boxing because he's, there's a lot of up-and-coming young talent. It wouldn't hurt him or his family or his career or his legacy. Maybe it'll hurt his finances. I don't know. Poodle Sword says, who's next for Josh? I want to see him in with Wood. Yo, that'd be great. That'd actually be a great fight with that big win that Wood just had versus Conlon. Unless Wood and Conlon do that rematch, then I'd rather see that rematch first. But yeah, yo. Shit. Warrington, who he fight next? Yo. That's a great question. Wood sounds. Let's see. Let's see. Let me go to boxing scene rankings real quick. You know what I'm saying? So we can check this out, talk about it. I like to see the names and content. I'm terrible with names off the top of my head, so I like to see the list of names, and then I could tell you. All right, we here. In a second. All right. Here we go. So, yeah. Well, Russell Jr. just came off a loss. Mexayo got some belts now, so maybe get something in there with Mexayo. Navarrete. I mean, he got a belt now. Warrington got a belt, and I'm all about belt chasing. But if not a belt, then he should face some top contenders, like you said. Wood, maybe Dogbo or Dogbe, as they say. Mauricio Lara, Joet Gonzalez, maybe some top contenders like that. But I'd like to. I'm a dude that's all about the belts, all about going undisputed. So if you ask me, that's what I think is best. Okay, and before we just close it out, here we have my guy at the hospital. You could tell which is the side with the broken jaw. That left side with that crazy lump on it right there, bro. And the hand. I mean, the hand doesn't look all too crazy, but that jaw, man, that right hand Kiko landed to break that jaw right there must have been insane. Warrington versus Santa Cruz will be big, but you think he's fighting Wood? I don't know, man. Santa Cruz been fighting. Damn, yo, I swear to God. I swear, every single time that I stream, yo, I'm about to start doing a competition. Go back to my streams and catch the police sirens, tell me where the police sirens at, and win some shit. I don't fucking know. But every single time that I stream, I swear there's police sirens outside of my neighborhood. Whatever. I'm in New York. It is what it is. A lot of people, a lot of crime. But yeah, so Warrington, broken body parts, did his thing. He needs to continue going to chase belts. It is what it is. Chase them belts, baby. Let's go. And if not, top contenders. All right, let's move on to the next one. This one was actually extremely shocking for me. But yeah, here we go. Boom. Boom. And you know I had to put this image up instead of any one of these other images. This fight, Nothing that I thought was gonna happen in this fight. The only thing that happened that I thought was gonna happen in this fight was that Tszyu won the fight, but not by knockout. It was not a one-sided fight the way I thought it was gonna be towards the second half. I gave Gausha way less credit than he deserves. He went in there and he took it to the inexperienced Tszyu. Tszyu is not experienced with the higher level of fighters. So, he went in there, took advantage of him. I thought Tszyu was going to stop him too, Team Batman Boxing. I thought so too. But I got a lot to say, Team Batman, about that beating. I got a lot to say about the beating Tszyu gave Gausha. We're going to get into that now too. Gausha came out there like a volcano, bro, putting in work. Everything that Tszyu was trying to do, Gausha had an answer for. Beautiful counters, and he put him down nice and early. Nice and early. Remy, what's good, my guy? How's it going? You already know I'm chilling. I'm great. Can't complain. But Terrell Gausha put this man down on the canvas with a great shot, which was like in between punches, if I remember correctly. And it landed right on the button. It didn't even seem like it was that hard. It was just landed like at the correct time. But even if Tszyu went down, and I was so shocked when it happened, I couldn't believe it. But it shows us Tszyu has looked great against weaker opposition. Tszyu is still on his come up. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be great. But I did see a hell of a lot of flaws in this last fight versus Gausha. I'm glad that he won the fight, though, because he's up and coming. And Gausha seems like he's up and going, if you get what I'm saying. But, G Funky, what is good, my guy? Thank you for joining in. Thanks for tuning in. But, Tszyu, after he took that knockdown, he came through like a beast. Landing punches and bunches. Head, body, all different angles, hooks, jabs, straights, crosses, all types. Bro, he was putting in work. But my criticism about the work that he was putting in, I think he has a lot of growing to do in the sport of boxing. Because once he goes to the higher level of opposition, as you've seen, Gausha being like in that higher level of opposition, he ain't going to be able to just come forward and knock dudes out and put the power in. That's not going to work just like that. So, here we go. He had his relentless come forward action, right? But he got somewhat exposed. Now we know, about his flaws. We know that he's not as great as everybody had projected him to be just yet. He can still be there. He probably will be there. You know what I'm saying? The guy is a hard worker. So I think he will get there. He's a hard worker. He believes in himself, and he goes in. After he got knocked down, he completely turned that fight around. He didn't, cave in. Remy says, do you believe he's ready for the winner of Jermel versus Castaño? Hell no. Hell no. Let's not even talk about that. I'm not, bro, stop it. He needs some rounds in with top level opposition. Tim definitely is not ready for that level yet. Of course he's doing what he should do, which is call everybody out and go bananas, but nah, he's not ready for that level of opposition just yet. Not in my opinion. But yeah, Terrell Gausha showed Tszyu that there's levels to this shit in boxing. You can't be doing what you did to those guys in your first 20 fights to me. There's levels to this shit. I got skills you never seen before. But nonetheless, Tszyu came forward with his strong approach. My criticism about him is how flat-footed he comes forward. He reminded me a little bit of Berlanga with the flat-footedness, just that he knows how to cut the ring off much better. He's much more aggressive and comes forward, and he be tying his opponents against the ropes. Berlanga needs to learn some of those tactics, but he's super flat-footed, was only looking for the power punches, although he was throwing punches to many different areas, body, head, he was only throwing power punches. And then the last thing, He keeps his head straight up no matter what he's doing. He reminds me of Jeff Horn in that thing. Jeff Horn brings his head forward and keeps it straight up. Tszyu does the same exact thing. Keeps his neck out, his head straight up. Like right in the distance to be punched and countered. Which is why he got knocked down when he did get knocked down. It is what it is, man. But hopefully he'll learn from that. If not, he's going to have to work on that defense and hope that his offense is enough to stop everything that's going to be coming his way, because we seen that was the first level of top tier competition for him, and we seen him semi-exposed. Remy, look, man, I just don't think he's ready for Charlo Castano 2 winner. Not at all. Warrington just had the Bradley style. Kinda. Yeah, I mean, Bradley was a little more sloppy, though, in my opinion. But he did kind of have the Bradley style. But at the same time, it seemed like he knew that he needed to win when he won that fight, because that jaw was broken. I don't know when it was broken. I need to go back and watch some of that. But yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, keeping it moving. Well, actually got to show him some love. Can't only show him getting knocked down. He did win the fight. Wasn't by knockdown or knockout how everybody thought so or wanted him to win, but he did win that fight. And I applaud him for it. All right. Here we go. The next topic of conversation. Word. Congratulations to G Funky and his new daughter, I believe it is. Congratulations, bro. Wishing all the best. Yeah, Kiko definitely broke his jaw. That's just crazy. But all right. Moving on. Here we got. Boom, boom. Usyk. We're moving on to the recent news and current events. Hold on. I think we got a caller here. All right. How's it going, D-Style? You are live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, brother? I'm just chilling, listening to you preach about the Warrington situation. I just want to mention something about Warrington right now. I just got to call in, and I'll touch on Tszyu in a little bit. But as far as Josh Warrington goes, I do want to say this, though. 12 seconds before the stoppage, Kiko Martinez caught him with a nice right hand, right? And that actually, they confirmed that broke his jaw. That's why he was in the hospital. Which makes it a little more, it makes me a little sad for Kiko Martinez, because if the ref doesn't stop that fight when he stops it, I don't know. I think Kiko Martinez beats him. I don't think Warrington finishes that fight, to be honest with you, with a broken jaw and all that. But I just wanted to kind of say that. But Tszyu, I do want to say this, man. I mean, he's got the whole world on his hands right now, okay? No rush. He doesn't, I mean, look, if you do fight for a title, once you win the title, that's it, right? You got to fight the best. But he's in a very good position right now where there's really no hurry, no rush to put him in there with top guys yet. By that, I mean the champions. And I think he's got some time. Yeah. He's got some time to improve and get better. And I'm telling you, man, the sky's the limit. Tszyu is the truth to me. I think we're looking at a future world champion. And I don't usually get all excited for the Suns. Okay, because the Suns never really live up to the dad's name.
At all.
I do think this is an exception.
I look, I agree with you. The sons of the famous boxers are usually pretty doo-doo. And he seems to be different, and he does have a hell of a work ethic, and I think that he's gonna be great. But I just don't think that he's ready right now for that top level. I don't think that he's ready for Castaño Charlo 2 winner, no?
I mean, I would still give him a shot to win one of those fights. I don't know if I would favor him, but I think he would have a shot. But there really is no rush, right? I mean, what's the hurry? He's got time. He can build up. You know, he can improve. Fight some guys in the top 10. You know, and there's just no rush right now. There's people that are like, oh, well, throw him in there then. For what? He's got time to improve. That's the thing about Tszyu. You know, he's crafty in there, but very offensive minded. I don't think his defense is as bad as people say. I mean, he's getting hit less than 40% of the time. Pretty solid. I mean, he could be better, but I think he'll get better personally. I'm looking forward to see what he does. I know he wants to fight the winner of Castaño, Charlo. That's what he wants. But I think his people need to hold him back a little bit. 3-4 more fights and then fight a champion. That's the route I would go.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think that someone like Jaime Munguia is someone he should be more looking at. That type of level of fighter that's still unproven, has a lot more fights in him, and could go some rounds with him.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd like to see him fight somebody like that. But we're gonna see. I mean, we'll see what the future holds for Tszyu. He's already talking about how he wants to fight Canelo in the future. If everyone will slow down, okay? Future should be world title shot. That's what future should be. Right now, it's going to take your time. And there's no rush, man. I just want to kind of let people know that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no rush right now. He can only get better.
Look, I wholeheartedly agree with you, bro. There's 100% no rush. It's he's doing what he should be doing, though. He's definitely doing what he should be doing by calling these guys out. But I agree with you that there's no rush, and that his management team should 100% not look to put him in there at all, because it's early. It's early. He's still learning. He needs to learn something about a little more something about defense, and I think he'll be fine. His offense is fine. I just think his defense is lacking a little bit. But he's young and he's growing and he's learning and he's a hard worker. And I with you agree that he'll be fine.
So before I go, what about Harrison, Tony Harrison? You think that's a good fight for him?
Definitely. It's a tough one. Tony Harrison is definitely on the higher level of competition, and he's similar to Terrell Gausha. Tony Harrison, similar in more of a distant fighter, works on his jab, right? Fights on the back foot. I think that'd be either staying on the same level as Terrell Gausha or a step up in competition from Terrell Gausha. Because let's not forget, Harrison was a champion. I'd like to see that fight.
I'm all for it too.
And that'd be a step up, a step in the right direction, a step towards being the champion. Like, okay, look, Charlo, I beat the guy you beat, you know what I'm saying? And I beat him better, if he could beat him better, that is, which is very possible with his style of fighting towards Harrison's style of fighting. Charlo's sometimes very tentative, and I think Charlo himself could have knocked him out earlier in the fight.
And look, I'm looking at a crystal ball. I'm looking at the future, and let me tell you what I see, man. It's about 3-4 years from now. But, dude, I'm seeing Tszyu in the mix. I'm looking at Boots in the mix. I'm looking at, Virgil Ortiz in the mix. Yo, this future 154, this division's going to be hot, bro. It's going to be hot in a couple of years. I'm just letting people know right now. This division is the place to be in the next few years. I don't know if Castaño's Jamal will still be around then, and they'll probably move up or something. Maybe Castaño will still be around, but Jamal will probably move up by then. But man, oh man, I'm looking forward to the future of this division. A lot of hot talent out there, a lot of young fighters coming up, and I can't wait, man. The future's bright for the sport. It might not seem like it sometimes, but we definitely have a lot of great young talent out there.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, and the division was hot a couple years ago. With the whole Jason Rosario, and even more before the whole Jason Rosario era with Lubin, when he was coming up hot, when Charlo was fighting, I forgot the dude's name. I'm terrible with these names. Hold on, I got the rankings up. Yeah, so
I agree with you. Lara was in the mix. Trout was in the mix.
Exactly.
Charlo brothers were both in the mix. J-Rock was in the mix.
Exactly.
Hurd was in the mix. A lot of great stuff. And then before that, of course, Lara, Canelo, Angulo, right, Kirkland. So 154 has been quite a run, but I just think in the next 3-4 years it's going to be at another level, in my opinion.
Oh, even greater than it was before.
I think so, yeah.
Wow. Hey, look. I could see it, and I hope that it does get better than it was before. But I hope that they don't, not the division, but I hope boxing in general doesn't continue killing our pockets for all these fights.
Well, that's true. I mean, what good is having a division full of talent that don't fight each other? It's like having $1 million in your bank account, but you're not allowed to use it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's no good, right?
Facts. It's having money tied up in investments and being broke, right?
Exactly. But anyway, Brett, thanks so much for taking my call, man. I got to get back to work here, but have a good one, Kenny.
No problem. Thank you for calling in, D-Style. I always appreciate you. See you tomorrow on the round table. Have a good one, man.
Absolutely.
Later, bro. All right, folks. That was my brother D-Style. You could catch him on his channel, the HCP Network. Thank you so much for calling in. And let's keep it going with the scheduled programming. If you've heard the recent news, Usyk has gotten pardoned or has gotten permission to start training, to leave Kiev and start training for the rematch against Anthony Joshua. We thought Anthony Joshua was going to be able to get by and get a lucky one and be able to get like a tune-up, right? Get another lefty to see what he could do against a lefty. Anthony Joshua just happened to not get lucky, man. Ah, poor guy. Didn't get lucky. Usyk is training again. He's coming from war. He's coming from war, going to another war. And the second war, I don't know about the first one. I'm not commenting on that politics stuff. You know what? We keep that heat away from here. This is a channel about boxing. Yo, what's good, Eileen? Thank you for joining. Clarence Campbell, thank you for joining in. Thank you all for joining. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you don't already subscribe. Let's keep it going. All right. Yo, Usyk started putting in work, hitting pads, jump rope, and you know, he back. And the rematch is supposed to take place sometime in June, according to Eddie Hearn. He's been talking about June for a long time. They've been saying this fight was going to happen for a long time. Eddie Hearn had zero doubt. Eddie, the main man, Hearns. Too bad. Too bad for Anthony Joshua. And I hope that he gets a trainer ASAP, because last I heard he was going to continue training with the guy who was his assistant trainer. I forgot the guy's name. Fernandez, John Fernandez, something like that. But he's going to continue training with the assistant trainer. And if you lost with the full head trainer, and that was the assistant in the fight against Usyk, and you're promoting the assistant to be the head trainer, which means you're not changing the game plan whatsoever. You think you're going to refine the game plan and that you're going to become a better boxer from one fight to another. And I hope that's not the case, because he was having a whole hell of a lot of interviews talking about, I'm a killer now. I'm going back to the streets. I'm going back to the guy that I was. I'm a killer. I'm no longer the nice guy AJ, or whatever the shit he was saying. Bro, I hope he takes that kill into the ring and that he doesn't keep the same exact game plan. I like AJ. I like Usyk too. I like all these boxers. I'm a fan of boxing. And I don't ever wish bad on anybody. But I got to talk my shit. AJ, I hope you come out like a dog, and that you promoting your assistant trainer doesn't mean that you're going to have the same exact game plan as the first fight, because you trying to outbox the more skilled boxer with the better gas tank 100% didn't work for you. So just please stop. Stop it, 5. Clarence Campbell, I wholeheartedly agree. Definitely not a good look for AJ. Needs to figure something out. Figure it all out. But yeah, before we move on, just gotta say one more time. Usyk from one war to another. And the second war looks like it's gonna be a repeat of the first one. It looks like, unfortunately. I'd like to see something different, just because if the rematch is going to be the same exact thing as the first fight, where it was like pretty much a guy trying to box and getting beat up, I I don't want to see that. That wasn't necessarily an entertaining fight the first time around. And if it's going to be the same thing, what's the point of a rematch? The point of a rematch is because you think you're going to win and you're going to do something different and you learn something from the first fight. If you're going to do the same exact game plan, you didn't learn nothing from the first fight. Damn. This guy, right? All right. This next one's very entertaining. Very entertaining. Your boy, Gervonta Tank Davis. It's about time. This is how the sequence of tweets went before he got to the contract is up talk. Started with him saying, turn your savage up. That shit ain't gonna work. All these are subliminal messages. We don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Obviously, he's not happy about something. Keeps going. They put my tickets on sale 1 month before, like I'm fucking Michael Jackson or something. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Being compared to Michael Jackson, stop playing. That was the king of pop. But whatever. He's talking about he's a boxer. He beats people up. He don't sing. He beats people up. Continuing. We get to the next set of tweets. Is this the next set of tweets? Yeah, I believe so. Wait a minute. I may have just messed up the order. Nope, I got it right. All right, so then he goes, my contract is, Mark Payton says, okay, at Gervonta, I've gave you a lot of shit about Mayweather Promotions keeping you in-house. Seems like you're starting to see it. Don't let them ruin what could be a fantastic career if you took some chances. You have talent. Show it. And Tank responds, my contract is up. That's why they want me to fight this clown so bad. Taking shots at Mayweather, the money team, PBC, everybody. Next tweet is a response to Sharky's World, who says, would love to see you in Canelo's camp. Gervonta Tank Davis says, I can hold my own weight. No, thank you. Meaning he doesn't plan, as what I'm interpreting, he's not planning to sign under anybody's promotion, and he's going to continue forward with GTD Promotions, which is Gervonta Tank Davis Promotions. And if you noticed, every single fight that he's had has been TMT with GTD and PBC and all these other 3-letter acronyms. So I don't think he's going to sign with anybody. I think he's going to do his thing independently. Yeah, HCP Boxing Network says, how's his assistant going to teach him new things? Exactly, man. His assistant can't teach him no fucking nothing new. His assistant is going to teach him or continue trying to refine the same exact things that the head trainer was doing. But whatever. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I digress. Going back to GTD, a.k.a. Gervonta Tank Davis. He then tweets, I'll be fighting Wilder after they see this. And then he responds to Sweet P from YC says, pertaining to boxing, if you could do one thing different, what would it be? Nothing. He responds, everything happens for a reason. Meaning of what I'm interpreting and understanding from this tweet, hopefully he's meaning that he's learned from the bullshit that he went through with Mayweather Promotions and them keeping him safe and in-house, and he's made a shitload of money, and maybe now he's going to treat his career different, and he's going to hopefully go fight some people, still make big bank, but go fight some people. And regarding him saying that they want him to fight that clown being Rolly, is because the reason I think that he's saying that is the only thing I could see, the only logic I could see is that Mayweather wants to put him against Rolly because Rolly is still a money team fighter. So if Tank is no longer gonna sign with the money team, then he's gonna put him in there against Rolly, make some money off of both fighters, Rolly and Tank, right? Then he's gonna pray to God. He's gonna put all the prayers up in the world that Rolly can beat Tank and that Tank leaves DMT and PBC with no belts. That's my take on it. That's what I'm getting from all this. That's a lot of this is I forgot what they call it, like assumptions and shit. You know, me reading this and just thinking of what the reasoning behind all of this can be. Because obviously there's nothing literal here. It just says that he may not be signing with TMT. That's the only thing I get from it, and that the contract is up. So, yeah, I'm all for it. I hope that means we're going to get a on-fire 135-pound division and an on-fire Tank Davis training hard, knocking dudes out like we never seen him knock him out, and knocking out top opposition. But we can only wait and see, honestly. We can only wait and see. I really do hope that's the case. And you know what? Signing with Canelo wouldn't be a bad thing. Although, what's he going to do about a trainer, right? Because, I mean, he does... no, he does have a trainer. That's true. No, he doesn't have to worry about no trainer. He could just go over and sign with whoever he wants. But he says he's going to stay independent. So, GDT and PBC, I don't know. GDT on P, I don't know. He's whatever. Okay. On to the next one. On to the next one. Here we go. The contract talk. We back at the contract talk. Sign the contract. Well, you signed the contract. Well, you signed the contract. Well, I signed the contract. You signed the contract. But Devin Haney was given the same exact contract that Lomachenko was given. And Devin Haney has accepted this contract. And the only way that these fights could happen, as I hear, is if they were under ESPN Top Rank. That is the best solution financially for both of these fighters. That was part of negotiations. Top Rank, ESPN, and that's where the fight will be taking place. So, Devin Haney signed a 2-fight deal with ESPN Top Rank, and he signed his part of the contract because he had to go over to Top Rank in order to have these fights. Supposedly, he plans to go back to Matchroom, Dazn, and Eddie Hearn after this situation. Sly Tendency says, Davis got a decent trainer, but how you gonna improve if you don't challenge yourself? I agree. I'm not sure that Tank really needs to improve. What I think that Tank needs to improve is his conditioning, because from what I see, Tank got all the skills. He got all the skills necessary. He got all the defense necessary and all the power and all the punches necessary. He just doesn't do enough of it and gets tired towards the later rounds and has this mentality that he always thinks he's winning. Because you remember against the Mario Barrios fight, again in the Mario Barrios fight, if you remember, he was losing that fight pretty much. And Mayweather came through, told him he was losing the fight, and he turned up the ante a little bit. But I don't know if he actually was losing the fight on the cards, but in my opinion, he was losing the fight too. I thought Barrios was doing way more than him. Clarence Campbell says he needs to get out of Floyd's shadow. The money blueprint ain't for every fighter. He definitely needs to get out of Floyd's shadow. And the thing is that he didn't necessarily follow the Floyd Mayweather blueprint, because the Floyd Mayweather blueprint, if you remember when Floyd was a young dog at 130, he was not, and 135. He was knocking dudes out like almost every fight, fighting like a beast. And then he became Floyd Money Mayweather. After Pretty Boy Floyd, he became Floyd Money Mayweather. And bang, he started doing his more defensive thing because his hands were breaking and brittle or whatever. It kept on getting hurt. So, look, Tank Davis didn't follow that plan. Tank Davis, he he knocked out some guys coming up. Then he fought a couple of good guys, and then he started fighting weak opposition very, very early on. He didn't even fight the cream of the crop like Mayweather was fighting early on. Canelo, the white men slayer. Thank you for joining us. He says, what's the holdup with Kambosos, SMH? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because that's what I was speaking about. Anyway, I just had to go back and speak about a comment we got. But let's continue forward with that one. So Devin Haney has signed a contract. Even went over from the Zone and Matchroom to ESPN for a 2-fight deal. Obviously, you know, there's a rematch clause. So if Devin Haney wins this fight, which a lot of people think he is going to do, then he has a second fight with Kambosos, because Kambosos is the champ with all the belts, most of the belts. So A side, and he wants a rematch clause. There'll be a rematch clause on the ESPN. Both these fights will be taking place with Top Rank. And I do think Devin Haney is going to win, and we'll see what happens. Kambosos now, the guy who sent the contract and who was originally pressing the matter of I'm the emperor, sign the contract, come fight in Australia, etc., yada, 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 yada. Now, he hasn't signed his part of the contract. When he was the guy who sent his team sent out the contract. Like, if you ask me, you know, I would assume that if you're sending out a contract for somebody else to sign, a contract, like you would have sent out a signed contract. You know, that's what I would assume. You would send out a signed contract because you're the party member that's sending out the contract. So if you're sending out the contract, you already agreed to all the terms on this document. If you already agreed to all the terms on this document, then you probably should have sent it out already signed. But whatever. He didn't send it out signed. Cool. But now he's holding up Devin Haney with not signing the fight. And now Devin Haney's pressing it. Yo, sign the fight, sign the contract, sign the contract. It's funny, but it may be, it can potentially maybe mind games. It can be mind games, right? I don't think that he's not going to sign the fight. He's delaying it for sure, but I don't think that he's not going to sign to fight him. I think he's going to fight him for sure. It's just delaying him. And he's going to get all the criticism in the world if he doesn't sign up to fight him. So, and for a guy who talks all that smack and believes in himself, I don't see Kambosos really not signing the fight. He probably gonna delay as long as he can, talk as much trash as he can, play as much minded games as he can. Because if you remember, Kambosos is very good at doing that. He mentally destroyed Teofimo Lopez. If you remember, was calling his father Chihuahua, a Chihuahua. And he was training in the dock and, you know, saying a whole lot of shit that sounded cool. Saying a whole lot of shit that sounded cool and tough with the accent. So, yeah, man. Canelo, white man slayer, says, I was on some live stream Bill Haney called from 3 hours ago. He was pissed. He said they just waiting on Kambosos to sign. Kambosos to sign. Yeah, they are just waiting on Kambosos to sign. And I bet he is pissed. So the mind game seems to be working. They seem to be working, and Kambosos is good at that. But again, like I said, I think he's going to sign the fight. He's going to take his sweet time doing it. And I can't wait to see these fights. Like, the rematch clause thing is cool too, right? It's cool only if we get, like, an exciting, action-packed first match. Or, like, let's say we didn't get what we wanted the first match, and then they do a rematch, and the second match is that much better, that much more action-packed. That's the only way I really like to see a rematch, you know, when it was such a close decision, a close fight, right? But like the Anthony Joshua thing, as I was saying earlier, that rematch with Usyk and keeping the same trainer. Now I'm losing interest in watching that fight because you're going to do the same thing over again, and that first fight was not that interesting. But yeah, I digress. This fight, I think, is going to be very exciting. Very exciting. And I can't wait till the contract is signed. And I can't wait to hear what trash talk comes after. Because the trash talk is going to be hella interesting. Hella interesting. All right. Okay. And here we go to the next topic. It's in relation to the same man. Or not the same man, but a damage that the same man did. Clarence says, agree, Kenny. Pretty Boy Floyd was that guy. Yeah, man. Pretty Boy was a savage. He was a savage before he became money. He was a beast, putting guys out of their misery. Brutally. But all right. My next topic of conversation is Teofimo Lopez. And the excuses. Says that he was set up by the zone. That the zone robbed him. Bro. That's just flat out sad, petty, and stupid. Like seriously? What does the zone care about Teofimo winning or losing? Why do they care? And the fact that he hasn't been in the media forever, and he said this excuse I don't know how many months ago, and then he comes back in the media after such a long time and doubles down on it. And then if you look at his face as he's double downing on this excuse, if you look at his face in the interview, you could tell he's unsure of everything that he's saying, and that he's lying. He doesn't believe a single fucking word of what he's saying. He's looking away. He got this questionable look in his face. Saludos, Nando Llamas. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. But that's super corny from Lopez. That's Team Batman Boxing says, bro, that's extremely corny. It's unbelievable. Like, yo, you lost. Just take the loss. Who cares? Oh, the zone set me up. Fuck out of here. Ain't nobody set you up, bro. You lost. Take the loss. That's it. Move on. Get better. Work on your emotions. Go get some anger management. I did. I used to be a very angry dude. Go get some angry management. You'll be okay. I promise. Control those emotions. Emotions will destroy you. Teofimo Lopez let those emotions destroy him in the ring that night, trying to get that first round knockout, and he destroyed himself. And now he got that question mark under everybody's eyes, and probably under his own eyes. He probably has that question mark under his own eyes, which is why he's making excuses. But let's see what he does at 140. Tszyu needs to fight my boy Gary Antoine. Let's see if he's going to still act like that. It may be a little early for Gary Antoine, although he did look really good in his last fight. But Gary Antoine he's not fighting those rounds. He's not fighting the 12-round fights yet. So it's a little early to call that one, to say to have that one happen. Gary Antoine needs to start getting more rounds, start getting up to the 12-round limit and get a couple more fights. And then I think that'd be a great fight. I'd love to see it. But I don't like putting boxers in there versus more experienced boxers before I think it's time for them. I think it may be a little early for Gary Antoine because, yeah, like I said, he hasn't fought 12-round fights yet. He's still building up to the 12-round fights. He hasn't fought the top. I mean, he did. The last fight was top-level opposition, actually. But it wasn't a 12-round fight. So, and they gave him that knockout. That wasn't a knockout. Canelo, the white man slayer, says Gary Antoine beat Boots in the amateurs. I hear you. I mean, that does mean something, but the amateurs is a whole different world at the same time. Whole different scoring system, pads, all that good shit, So, and sometimes questionable judging in the amateurs too. So, and there is also in the pros, but I think there's sometimes more questionable judging in the amateurs. But whatever. I didn't see that fight, so I can't even say they judged it incorrectly. Whatever. I'm just stating things. But, yo, Gary Antoine looks like he looks prime. He looks like he's going to be great. But and although he has shown flashes of greatness, I think that let's not put him in there too quick. Let's not put him in there too quick. Let's build him up right. You know what I'm saying? Let's do you see what they did with Conor Benn? Conor Benn has been getting brought along lovely. Besides, I think the last opposition they was looking at, Van Heerden or whatever. Like, you got to go up after that last. I'm terrible at names. I forgot who he last fought, but he got to go up after his last opposition, which was great. So, Teofimo Lopez, excuses. I don't care about that. I don't care about excuses. Let's see what you do at 140. Set that up with Prograde. Let's see what you got going. Set something up. Taylor, Catterall. I mean, Taylor ain't going to give him the time of day. Taylor going to 147. So, Catterall, Prograde. Let's go. Set that up. Yeah, Nando, I agree. I think it's a little too early to be putting him in with top opposition like that. You know, there is definitely a lot of good excitement and hype around it, but around him. But I don't want to see a career get derailed too early by putting him in against too high of opposition too early, and then us potentially not being able to see the greatness that could have turned out to be if, like, let's say they get a brutal knockout at a young age or something. So, yo, yeah, man. Okay. Here we go with the next topic. Let's go. Bang. In the talks, we have Usyk Cruz versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. It's been announced. Yo, it's crazy. Two of Tank's leftovers. Two guys that Tank has won against. One guy he convincingly beat. I mean, he wasn't able to knock him out. Terrence Crawford finished the shit out of him, and Tank wasn't able to knock him out. That being Yuriorkis Gamboa, and the other one, Tank. The other one gave Tank a hell of a fight, and people questioned whether Tank actually won that fight or not. You got Gamboa pulling the upset. Says Canelo the Slayer, the white man slayer. That's a funny ass name, bro. But yeah, man, look, this is gonna be a great fight. We gotta see what Yuriorkis got. We gotta see what Gamboa got, cause yo, in that fight against Tank, he had the messed up ankle or whatever, you know. But when we saw Usyk Cruz against Tank, Usyk Cruz was looking young, fresh, healthy, looking brutal. But he was looking small for sure, but looking brutal. Like, so if you ask me, an early thought of who I think is gonna potentially win this fight, I'm gonna have to say maybe Usyk Cruz. Maybe Usyk Cruz is gonna potentially win this fight. Samster says Top Rank is gonna feed Tszyu to the Wolves. I hope he is ready. I hope he's ready too. He needs to be fed to the Wolves. He himself needs to run into the pack of Wolves, because that's the point in his career where he's at. You was a damn near undisputed champion. You lost your belts. Now it's time to hopefully be a brute on a larger level and become some type of champion again and excel, not to go backwards. So he needs to run head first into the pack of lions, is my opinion. I hope he does. Now, I'm just talking Pitbull finna get the job done, but I want to see JoJo versus Pitbull. JoJo versus Pitbull, that's a good fight. But let's see this one first, right? Because JoJo versus Pitbull would then line up Usyk Cruz to fight Devin Haney, right? I think I think these guys, Usyk Cruz and Gamboa, are both trying to see if they could get another rematch and another chance at some big money, right? But if anything, the more deserving guy is Usyk Cruz. So if Usyk Cruz could do some damage to Gamboa and maybe knock him out earlier, or just make him look worse for the full fight than Tank did, I don't know if there's potential for a rematch. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Got Gamboa pulling the upset. I agree. Lopez is going to run into some heat at 140 for sure. Regis, Catterall, Zepeda, Barboza, just to name a few. Yo, some savage heat. Zepeda is a beast. That is a good fight. Cruz turned down a big fight versus Ryan Garcia. Wow. Did he? That's questionable, Nando. Did he? We know Ryan Garcia be calling out a lot of people. Did he really? Did that contract happen? Did that offer really happen? I don't know. I'm not behind closed doors. I don't know if that contract really got sent or if that conversation was actual. But nonetheless, this is a good fight. Not as good as a fight if he would have gotten the chance to fight Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia is trying to get, I think, an easier nod and fighting Tego. Tego is a guy who's known to box the 12 rounds and not have as much power and be the safer bet. Usyk Cruz put in work on Tank Davis, so we know Usyk Cruz is no slouch. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. For Cruz, I don't know if he turned down the chance to fight to fight Ryan Garcia. Or if the Ryan Garcia's camp never even made an offer. You know, so. Because, yo, Cruz fought Tank. Why would Cruz not fight Garcia? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. But, yo, I got Cruz winning this fight. I didn't necessarily see any crazy stopping power from Cruz. But we'll see. He lands a lot of punches, and Gamboa is an older man. We'll see what happens. Maybe he does win by knockout, but if he doesn't win by knockout, I think that he's going to win just by amazing fashion in 12 rounds. We'll see what happens, though. Samson says Pitbull's high guard was on point against Tank. Hella on point. He also had the movement. And you know, he kept on coming forward, moving very well, moving forward. So it wasn't only the high guard; it was the good upper body movement. Even the PBC's Tank highlights were failed attacks. Yeah, I remember that too for sure. Buddha Sul says Cruz's dad said that they wanted to fight, but Gibbons convinced them to turn down the offer to stage on the zone. I could see that. But that sounds crazy. Wow. Oh, I get it. Cause Cruz is signed with PBC. I get it. All right. I get it. It makes sense. But maybe we'll see that fight in the future. Well, we'll see what happens after this one. Cause if Gamboa wins against Cruz, we ain't never gonna hear of Cruz again. Cause we all know Gamboa's been ready to retire for some time now. All right. So this fight has been announced. I'm glad. Cool. It's gonna happen. More fights being announced. More events happening. Hopefully they don't try to charge us pay-per-view for this. I don't think they will. They not crazy, but they will have to pay Usyk Cruz some nice money coming off of that nice big Tank payday. Boodle Source says Tank is good. Cruz is good in my opinion. He's not ducking. I don't think Cruz ducking anybody. Cruz got heart and balls. He ain't ducking anybody. I agree with that. That's facts. That's facts right there. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. On to the next one. We got Charlo Castano 2. A date has been announced. Before it was like March something. Somewhere in the middle of March. But that got canceled because of the bicep injury that Castaño had. But the fight has been re-announced, which means that Castaño has recovered from his injury. The fight has been re-announced for May 14th. That is 4 days before my birthday. If it was in New York, I would 100% buy tickets and go. But it's not in New York, and I'm a New Yorker, unfortunately. It is what it is. But Charlo versus Castaño 2. I was excited for it the first time. I was excited when they announced the fight for the second time. Then they postponed. I was excited when they announced the fight for the third time. Then they postponed. I'm excited again this time for May 14th. And I hope there's no more postponements because, yo, one, it holds up the division. Because other fights could be getting set while guys are probably sitting here waiting to try to get a chance at the undisputed titles. New York, Manhattan, bro. I like the Pitbull energy. He said yesterday he wants Haney, Loma, Teo, Tank rematch. I like that. Yeah, he definitely ain't running from nobody. But we'll see if people give him those fights. He has to look good in this fight against Gamboa to get those fights against those names, and then continue talking his shit and pressing the action. Continue getting noticed. I think they'll give him that. I think he could get that shot. I don't see why not. It's not like he's going in there talking about, oh, I'm A-side. I need big dollars. I need big money. I'm A-side. He ain't talking about that. He's just trying to get the fight going. So, back to Charlo Castano 2. Team Batman Boxing says, I'm hyped for this. I think Charlo's going to get it done this time. I 100% agree with you. I was surprised he didn't get it done the first time. Nando says, War Grounds. And Batman Boxing says, by stoppage. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to win by stoppage, bro. That's my opinion. I'm hyped for this. Charlo gets it done. Definitely gets it done. Definitely gets it done. Look, it was an amazing fight the first time. They both hurt each other. They were both hurt at different points in this fight. Charlo could have probably finished him off and didn't. And then there was a point where it looked like Charlo was going to get finished off. But Castaño pulled back. In this second rematch, they are both promising the KO. And if we know anything about Charlo, I've said this before, if we know anything about Charlo is that apparently the man does learn from his mistakes, because we've seen him in Harrison 1 and then we've seen the changes in Harrison 2 that he applied and how he got the stoppage like he said he was going to get it. He got it late in the fight, but he got the stoppage nonetheless. Stampster says, a lot of people say that Charlo wins because he can make adjustments. Who says that Castaño can't make adjustments to his power punching and turn up the pressure? I think Castaño is going to take people's money. Yo, look. Or make people money. Yo, I don't agree. I don't disagree with you, bro. Samster, I don't disagree. Because we seen Castaño throw lots of punches. We seen him buzz Charlo last fight. And we seen what appeared to be as him having the better gas tank. This is going to be a war. I don't think that anybody thinks that this is going to be like a landslide win or a cherry pick or anything like that. This is going to be a war. And I'm excited for that shit, bro. Castaño is a different animal than Harrison. You damn right. You damn right Castaño's a different animal than Harrison. Castaño throws way more punches with way more power from way more angles, gets all in people's grills and faces. He doesn't fight on the back foot. He comes forward very aggressively. This is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I'm not doubting that. I just think that Charlo's going to be able to pull it off. If you remember early on, Charlo definitely buzzed Castaño. It was like maybe round 3, round 4, somewhere around that point. Charlo buzzed Castaño. And then he took his foot off the gas. If he watches tape, I don't know if he's one of these fighters that, I don't watch no tape. I don't watch no tape. You remember the last guy who said he don't watch no tape. What happened to him? The guy with the blue head. Forgot the dude's name. I'm terrible, man. I'm fucking terrible with names. But yeah. Talking shit, he don't watch tape and all that, took L. And I do think that Charlo's one of these guys that does watch tape, and if he did watch tape, he's gonna see that point where he buzzed Charlo, and he's gonna see how he took his foot off the gas. Hopefully they're training him to have a way better gas tank, because I think that's pretty much all he needs in order to win this fight, because we know Castaño got a gas tank, and we know Castaño can also make adjustments. I don't think either fighter's gonna make any crazy adjustments or is gonna be any crazy difference from the first fight. I don't see there being any insane differences. I see the fight going very similarly to the first time around, just that I see both of these guys trying to take more advantage of when they weaken each other up. And last fight, Charlo weakened Castaño up first, and then in the later rounds, Castaño weakened up Charlo. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a toss-up. I just think, in my opinion, I just think this is Charlo's fight to either lose or win. Okay. But yeah, it's been announced for May 14th. I'm super excited for it, but it's not taking place in New York. It breaks my heart. And we get undisputed after that. Whoever wins, I wonder who we see them fight next. Charlo's talking about going up in weight, maybe. We'll see, because we'll see. As I always say, keep this in mind. I always say this. Whenever either Errol Spence is ready to move up or Charlo's ready to move up, they're all going to move up. Although we did hear Errol Spence talking smack about that. Damn, I forgot to get some images for that topic. I fucked up. But we did hear Errol Spence talking smack about gotta eat or whatever, saying that he would fight Charlo, although Charlo said that he wouldn't want to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence seems like he got more dog in him. It's like, yo, let's eat, let's go get this money and fight. Like he was definitely listening to the Mike Tyson podcast as Mike Tyson was dogging the bigger Charlo, Jermall. I don't think Charlo took his foot off the gas. I think he ran out of gas. Same way that his twin brother does. Genetics. Hey, look, man. It's possible that he did run out of gas. It's very possible. But regardless of genetics, I am very big on physical training. I used to be a personal trainer, and you can always train somebody to have a bigger, stronger gas tank, to be able to last longer, to be able to do certain activities for longer. So my thought is it really depends on what they're doing in his training camp, and if they're changing anything up in his training camp to allow him to come in and be able to last more rounds. Or are they keeping the same exact training and training for power and one-punch knockouts? I don't know, because I'm not in the camp. But, yo, I'm excited for this fight. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right. Okay. All right, let's keep it going today. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, sorry. One thing I forgot. There's a notable mention here, so let's bring it back one time. A couple of fights have been announced for the undercard. The one that I did note that made the most sense to me is Jaron Boots Ennis is fighting against Castaño Clayton on the undercard of Charlo Castano 2, and it's an IBF title eliminator. Hey, that's good. I love to see it. Keep climbing up the ranking, Boots. Put yourself in a position to force a title fight. Because look, I think and I hope, more like I hope, because I don't think. I hope that after Errol Spence and Nugas fight, whoever wins that fight, I hope they fight Crawford. And then you know what? If Boots puts himself in the spot where he's a mandatory, then he may get himself a shot at becoming undisputed in one fight. That's crazy. That's, But, yeah. I agree. Castaño Clayton, Nando. And yeah, I agree. It's probably is easy work. I got to do some research because I don't really know too much of the young man Castaño Clayton. So I got to do some more research before I go and say that it's going to be an easy win. But it is an eliminator, so it is good news. It's great news. It's pushing forward the welterweight division. It's pushing it forward. All right, so now back to the next thing that I was going to talk about. In the works. Daniel Jacobs versus Jaime Munguia. I got a lot to say about this one, man. And, yo, I'm starting to feel like if I'm a hater or something, when it's not the case. And I say that only because this is like the third time that I find myself bashing Jaime Munguia. But it's not because I don't like the guy or his character or any of that. It's just that the decisions are always just questionable and don't ever make sense to me. Nando Llama says they're going to throw Boots from the kiddie pool to the Sharks. Come on. Yeah, why not? He's been talking about he's ready for the Sharks. It is what it is. Look, you going to talk about big shark game? Hop in the water with the Sharks. Stop playing. He's been talking about it. The eye test says that he's ready. If this is an eliminator for a belt, then hey, let's do it. And also, let's not forget, we got other dudes like Radzab Butayev in that division. So, yo, it's not going to be an easy going or easy anything. You know what I'm saying? In that division. But I do think it's time they take him out the kiddie pool. It's time that they take away the little floaties. They unzip the vest and set that to fire. All right, so here we go. Back to Munguia. Punch Molest says, I'm more excited about Gabe Rosado and Shane Mosley. Nah, chill. Nah. you messing with me, bro. Chill. I'm not, nah. Shane Mosley Jr., get out of here. No. Nando says they're skipping steps with Boots. Time will tell. We'll see. Time will only tell. I hope they do skip steps, but we'll see. He looks like he's ready. He got way too many fights under his belt to still be fighting prospects or to still be called a prospect. It's time for him to become a contender and start fighting contender type of competition. Jaime Munguia and Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, who lost his last fight. But this fight, the conversation is on for making this fight happen, which doesn't make sense to me. Munguia already has his next fight set, I believe. I'm verifying that right now. I don't like lying to y'all. Yes, nope. Munguia does not have his next fight set. So let's see. There is in the contracts for Jaime Munguia to fight Daniel Jacobs. I don't like this fight. It is a step in the right direction for Jaime Munguia, better opposition than what he's been facing. But I don't like this fight. And hear me out. Hear me out and understand why I don't like this fight. Nando says that's a stay busy fight for Rosado. Gabe does an excellent job calling fights. I'm never mad at Gabe Rosado and what he does. And when I first saw him boxing, I was like, sorry. Well, it don't even matter. It's my slang. No matter. I ain't saying nothing bad. So this nigga's a joke. That's what I thought the first time. But no, he's not. He's not. The guy has proven he's not a joke. He's been in and out of big fights. He's probably made a hell of a lot of money. He's never scared of any opposition. And you know what? You should applaud that. Those are the fighters that we want to see. The fighters that want to fight all the fights. Those are the fighters that we want to see. But Nando says, I don't love this fight, but I'm fine with it. I don't love it. I'm fine with it, like you said, because it's a step in the right direction. Better opposition. But, yo, come on. Daniel Jacobs is coming off of a loss to John Ryder. Stop it. A loss where I did think he won that fight. But, yo, it's arguable. It ain't like he convincingly won that fight. It's arguable. Yep, Gabe is 100% credit to the sport. You got to give that man props. But Munguia versus Daniel Jacobs in the talks. It doesn't tell me anything good about Jaime Munguia and his team. It doesn't impress me. It's the same thing that he's been doing. It's the same exact thing that Jaime Munguia has been doing. Fighting lesser and lower level opposition while you wait for him to start stepping it all the way up. And the Miracle Man is a step in the right direction, like I said, but the Miracle Man is in a declining career. The Miracle Man just lost to John Ryder. Stop it. Like, come on. And yes, it is at a catchweight. They're talking about it being at a catchweight, potentially 164. Punch Millette says thumbs down to the catchweights. It is what it is. Daniel Jacobs used to be at 160. He's at 168 now. Munguia's at 160. They're talking about that fight. Meet somewhere in the middle. The truth is, Munguia should be looking to try to fight one of the champs in his division or somebody in his division. But whatever. This seems like more of a money fight situation instead of a legacy fight type of thing. And I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. I was one of those guys that thought very high of Jaime Munguia early on, but he just hasn't been doing the things that keeps me thinking high of somebody. It is what it is. It is what it is. But this fight is in the talks. Is in the works. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it does get set up. It probably will, though. I don't see why it would not. It's a big money fight for both of these guys. I'm pretty sure they'll both get paid nice checks. All right. Here we have a huge fight. A huge fight that's been set up, and I did not expect it to be set up. I expected another match to take place before this one. Boom. Nonito Donaire versus Naoya Inoue. 2, because they fought once already, and Inoue won that fight, not by stoppage. And Inoue got some work put on him too, let's not forget. And they're having a rematch. This rematch is gonna be amazing. I look forward to it. I heavily look forward to it. And just like I did the first time around, although we've seen amazing things from the Filipino Flash, just like I did the first thing around, I'm gonna go with Inoue to win this fight. Although I'm gonna watch that first fight over, and and once it gets closer to the fight, I'll give full analysis. But I got Inoue winning this fight, and I'm very excited that they have done this rematch. But I did expect Inoue to fight Casimero first, because Casimero got the other belt. So Inoue is gonna have 3 belts now if he wins this fight, and Casimero's gonna have the last belt. And Filipino Flash Donaire, I think he refuses to fight Casimero because of the beef that happened between his wife and Casimero's team. Filipino Flash, aka Donaire, felt like they disrespected his wife, which I don't know. Again, I'm not there, but he was looking for an apology to his wife, and they had a whole beef about it. And because of that, the fight that was supposed to take place between Donaire and Casimero never took place. So if, let's say, Inoue wins this fight, then I'm sure he'll go fight Casimero. But if Donaire wins this fight, Donaire's not going to fight Casimero, which means we're never going to get undisputed at that weight division. See where I'm going? Nando says Munguia's expiration date is 12/31/2022. Nando says, I love this fight, but what the fuck is Top Rank and Inoue doing putting this on early Tuesday morning in the States? Yeah, that's pretty stupid. That is pretty stupid. I didn't even notice it was on a Tuesday early morning in the States. But probably to favor to Inoue's time and place of where he resides, But it's been set for June 7th. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't see me waking up early to watch this fight. I don't wake up early for anything, for nobody. Nobody. Will it be ESPN or Dazn? Not sure. Not sure if it'll be ESPN or Dazn. I'm thinking probably ESPN. Let me look it up. Let's see. But yo, it's gonna be an amazing fight. I'm glad it's been announced for June 7th. Sucks that it's on a Tuesday morning. But we gotta do what we gotta do. I'll watch the replay. I'll watch the full replay. It's gonna take place on ESPN. The fight is gonna take place on ESPN between Inoue on Tuesday morning on ESPN. I'll watch the full replay. I don't see me waking up early in the morning to watch that fight. They messing up, but they are gonna have large viewership regardless. I don't think they're catering to U.S. fans at all, and it doesn't matter. They don't have to. They have like huge following where they're from, so All right, this legendary. Yo, we got 3 rematches this year. 3 rematches. We got AJ Usyk 2. We got Charlo Castano 2. And we got Donaire and Inoue 2. Year of the rematches. And I think that's specifically because these days, every time we're going to have like a guy with a title fight anybody else, there's always a rematch clause involved. So, But the Charlo Castano 2 did not happen because of any rematch clause. Both of the guys agreed to rematch. They could have both walked away from each other and not fought again because it was a draw. But they both decided for a rematch. But yeah, year of the rematches. I love it as long as it's a good rematch. I hope that, like I said before, AJ and Usyk don't give us a stinker. All right. This will be an amazing fight, like I said. Moving on to our next topic. Kell Brook. Everybody wants a piece of Kell Brook. Kell Brook is the guy now. He beat Amir Khan, and now everybody wants him, apparently. By the way, if you look at his shoulder, right around, whatever, that shoulder on this side, what the fuck is up with that lump on it? His traps look crazy on that one side. But whatever. Kell Brook versus everybody. Everybody wants a piece of Kell Brook. Everybody wants to taste. There's a situation. Khan is chasing a rematch, and last time on a couple shows ago, I discussed why he potentially wants a rematch, or why people are saying he wants a rematch. He's trying to get some extra money out of Dazn and Eddie Hearn by having them pay some step-aside money to have Kell Brook fight somebody else. So Khan, who was previously talking about retiring, and I 100% wholeheartedly feel should retire, is chasing that rematch. Nando Yama says the graphics are dope. Vote for Kenny, my guy. Thank you. You already know. Got to continue improving, bigging up the show, adding little things that I try to improve all the time. It's just that work and life is also very busy. But thank you, man. Thank you for noticing the improvements. We working out here. We working. All right. Kell Brook, man. Kell Brook versus everybody. Like I said, Khan is chasing that Brook thing. That Brook rematch, which he shouldn't. Then we got Eubank Jr. I announced him last time. He's still chasing the fight with Kell Brook. And again, that's stupid. He's trying to chase the smaller guy and fight the smaller guy just because it's a big money fight. He wants big money. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense at all if you ask me. He was talking about, oh, Kell Brook walks around at 180. On fight night, he's going to be heavier than me. Shut up, Eubank Jr. You trying to chase money in easy fights. And then now I see what you're in boxing for. Eubank Jr. Stop it, Five. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing your father and your father's legacy because you don't have one. And the last but not least, the Conor, Ben, and Kell Brook fight was looking to be set up. But that may not be set up because Kell Brook wants $10 million to fight Conor Ben. And I get it, right? Because we don't know how much miles Kell Brook has left. And he got all the hype right now. Not everybody. A lot of people are on the Kell Brook hype train. And his country supports the hell out of him. So, he wants $10 million. I don't know if that Conor Ben fight is going to happen. I hope it does happen. But no, they're talking about potentially Van Heerden for Conor Ben. Moving on. Just had to give Kell Brook notable mentions because apparently won the fight against Kell Brook, and now he's that guy. Everybody wants a piece of him now. Everybody wants a piece of Kell Brook. And all right, here we go to the next topic. And this one actually excites me. This is rumors. These are the rumors. This is the rumor section. Here we go. The first rumor. Terrence Crawford potentially signing with PBC. Oh my God. Boom. I've been thinking that this was going to happen for a long time. I've been thinking that this is what has been needing to happen for a long time. And it's finally happening. Because I've been saying the only way that Terrence Crawford is going to get an Errol Spence fight is if he signs to PBC. It's not going to happen with him being part of Top Rank. It's not going to happen with him being part of the Zone Eddie Hearn. The only way it's going to happen is with him signing with PBC. And supposedly, there's a rumor out right now that says that Terrence Bud Crawford is going to sign a 2-fight deal with PBC. And that gets me excited. That gets me excited specifically because that means that there is potential of there being a Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. Because a 2-fight deal sounds like a fight with a rematch clause to it. And if there's going to be a rematch clause to it, it's probably from both sides, actually, because they both have belts. So, yeah, we may get to... I didn't think we were going to get to see it one time, but we may actually get to see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence twice. Let's see what happens. I hope that's the case. Because, like I said, I've been saying it for a long time. The only way I really want this fight to happen, we've been talking about it happening for so long, and the only way it's going to happen, I think, my opinion is, if Terrence Crawford signs with PBC and also bites the bullet and accepts the B-side comment or B-side statement. Because it's not like they're going to, dilly and white him and give him 20%. That's not the case. They're not doing that. What I think is going to happen is 55-45, and that just sounds very fair to me. Punch Smollett says, rumors don't excite me anymore. Hey, listen, man. depending where the rumors are coming from, I get excited or not. This rumor excited me specifically because I've been talking about this happening for so long. But you know what? Either way, we got to go through the rumors, because eventually we come back and we trash those who put those rumors out and they ended up being false information. Eventually, dudes end up like Mike Coppinger, who everybody's always thinking is capping. But Terrence Crawford to the PBC 2-fight deal. Let's fucking go. Do it ASAP. Go fight Errol Spence twice, and then sign and do with whoever you want, do whatever you want, and be a free man. But after that fight, you will most likely be that guy and most likely have all those belts, because I am choosing Terrence Crawford to win in that fight against Errol Spence. But let's see what Errol Spence gives us against Ugas. Let's see what Errol Spence we get. Because we don't know. He had that retina eye surgery, so we don't know. Okie dokes. Let's keep it smoking. Let's keep going. Oh, man. Another one that I forgot to get an image for. So, we recently saw Berlanga fight, and apparently it inspired some people to want to fight Berlanga. Fight Hype, they did this interview with Jesse Hart, who has been in there against some good opposition, and I do think will be a step in the right direction for Berlanga. But Jesse Hart was calling the shit out of Berlanga. He really wanted that. Hold on, let me get to these comments real quick. But back to reality. Here comes the gravity. That's comedy. But back to reality. The guy's calling Eminem. Gotcha. Exactly. That 2-fight deal should be Spence. I completely wholeheartedly agree. Punch. Fava beans. Punch. Tweet. I don't know. Bird. I don't get it. Put up the Slicky graphic up instead. Nah, man. Nah, man. Yo, Fava beans. I don't got the link, man. Call in though. The number's there for next week. I'll try to have I'll try to have that feature set up. I don't use StreamYard. So StreamYard is the only one where you click on the little link thing and send it out. The software that I'm using, I have to link Skype and do some other software stuff. And I will have that done by my stream next week. So I could send some link out. Just, yeah, man, do me a favor. Subscribe, like the content, continue supporting, and join me next week. And I'll definitely have that link for sure, because I'm improving the show week by week. We continue upgrading stuff. I'm going to continue doing so. It's just, we learn as we go. So, Beans, long time no see, brother. Fava Beans, let's go. Mr. Beans. I used to be some dope comedy show when I was younger. She used to have me dying. All right, so Jesse Hart and Berlanga. Seriously, I think that should happen. Jesse Hart has been in there against some good opposition. Fight Hype has their interview. I don't feel like putting their interview up and potentially getting any copyright shit. But, Jesse Hart was talking the smoke, some good shit. He said he saw a whole lot of shit in there that Berlanga was doing wrong, and that he'd love to fight Berlanga, and that he was set up to fight Berlanga before as well, and he sent over the contract, and then Team Berlanga never signed the contract. I don't know if that's the case, but I would love to see Jesse Hart versus Berlanga. Jesse Hart has been in there and lost with Joe Smith Jr., He's been in there with Gilberto Ramirez, and he lost as well. And who else? He lost against Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo, twice. And then everybody else he's faced, he's pretty much won. But everybody else he's faced in between has been like, semi-questionable name, right? So, I mean, he beat Damon Nicholson, but whatever. Mike Gavronowski, Sullivan Barrera, Mike Guy, David Murray. It's a fight that I think is in the right direction for Edgar Berlanga. I don't have, like I said, I don't have the imagery for it. I forgot to do it. I had to set up everything for the show beforehand, right before the show. in the hours leading to the show, and apparently I skipped getting a couple of graphics in a couple of situations today. Punch Molest says, I'm going to put money on Hart. I mean, if Team Berlanga entertains or accepts that contract. I hope they do, though. I hope they do, because my thought is, yo, Team Berlanga, I know that he's not looking too amazing right now, but my thought is, yo, just take it back to training hard, take it back to the drawing boards, and get yourself one single trainer, work on the basics, and I think he'll be fine. But I would love to see him continue stepping in the right direction, and that is fighting somebody similar in level of opposition to Steve Rose. And I do think Steve Rose is better than Jesse Hart, but I would like to see Jesse Hart in there against him, since Jesse Hart has been there against experienced competition. Who's facing the tougher opposition, Munguia or Berlanga? Damn, that's a hell of a question, Nando. You gonna throw me a question like that to fumble me while I'm live? Nah, I'm talking shit, bro. That's a great fucking question. Berlanga playing Jermel, same. Jermal, excuse me. Yo, I don't know. I would say that Munguia has fought better opposition. Currently, who's fighting better opposition? We'll see who Berlanga announces as his next fight, and then I could tell you. Who's fighting better opposition. We'll see, because if he goes from Steve Rose and then he goes to like all the way down to cherry pick, then I'm landsliding all the way to Munguia. But it depends who his next opponent is, because he got to stay on the same level as Rose or go up in competition from Rose. And I do think that Rose is a better fighter than a lot of dudes that Munguia has been facing. So, but I do got to see on the next fight, because Rose was his first real, real opposition. Fava Bean says he's the only Mexican fight fan here. Nah, bro. Look, man. I try to watch everything I can, but time doesn't always permit. I try to watch all undercards, all fight cards that I possibly can. There wouldn't be boxing without Mexico and Mexican fighters. So nah, man. Nah, bro. We all love Mexican fighters, because I'm telling you, Mexican fighting wouldn't be. He says, I'm white. Fava Bean says, I'm white. Oh, you pulling the shit out of my chain. Even if we all love Mexican fighters, there wouldn't be boxing without Mexican fighters. Like the Mexican style, there's always huge fights on Mexican Independence Day, and so many well-known fighters come from Mexico, so it is what it is. All right, so moving on. Berlanga, Jesse Hart. Go watch that Fight Hype interview. After we're done here, just search Fight Hype. All right, we got a call coming in. 1 second. Let's see what we got.
Ignacio.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right. How's it going, caller? You are live and on the line. Who am I speaking with?
You're talking to Ignacio.
Yo, what's good, my guy? How's it going, Ignacio? Thanks for calling in, brother.
All right, man. Yeah, no problem, bro. Just calling because I was watching the episode right now and just kind of listening to some of the stuff you were talking about. Just kind of wanted to touch on a few things, like the whole thing with Berchelt and Nakathila. Like, man, that was rough to see Berchelt get traded that. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I would hate to see him go out on a note like that. But at this point, I mean, I don't know, unless him and his trainer figure out a way to kind of rebuild his confidence, like moving forward, as far as like giving him some guys that, are a step down from Nakathila. Like, I don't know what you do with that guy, because what's the point of just hanging around and beating up on guys who aren't even contenders? Yeah. Like, if you're gonna make money in the sport, you have to face the best guys. You're not gonna do that fighting tomato cans. So he's kind of in a tough spot, but we'll see what happens with him and his career moving forward. The whole Haney Kambosos, like, I'm getting kind of annoyed, like, listening to some of these dudes talking about
how how Haney's dad was out here and he like somehow is some sort of like master negotiator that he was able to finally get this fight for Haney. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Like, this dude was not going to get the fight. If it's not for Loma being involved in a war in his home country, Haney would have been out here crying about people are still ducking him and nobody wants to fight him.
I wholeheartedly agree. Let me ask you a question, right? The person who was saying that, right? The content creator that was saying that about Devin Haney's father. By any chance, does Bill Haney go on their channel and give interviews every now and then or anything like that?
Yeah, man.
Then
got the
right. Then that's the reason.
You got the right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just. But the funny thing was, it wasn't the guy who runs the channel saying it. It was a guest that he invited that apparently knew Haney that was out here talking about that. And I'm like, man, come on. Like, really? Like, that's what you got to resort to send. You got to send a mouthpiece out there to supposedly spout these narratives. It's like, I'm just kind of over it. But I'm glad the fight is happening. I'm glad that Kambosos is finally going to get a chance to get in the ring with this dude. And I want to really see what this dude is made of, because this is going to be the first guy he faces that's legitimately in his prime and in his weight class. Not some faded dude like Linares, and not a smaller guy like Jojo Diaz moving up to fight him either. So I'm going to be very interested to see how he does against Kambosos. And then just real quick, talking about Tszyu. The kid looked good, man. I thought he put on a really good performance this past weekend against Gausha. But it's funny because some people kind of brought it up like last week, and I really didn't like connect the two. But then when it started happening, I was like, oh, damn, like I completely forgot. Like, there was people talking about they were sensing some funny business could be happening in Minnesota if this fight went to the cards. And when that one judge said the fight was 114-113, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Like, there might be something shady going on. But as soon as they said the other two scorecards, I was like, okay, so Tszyu got the decision. But that's ridiculous, man. There's no way Gausha won 4 and 5 rounds on those two cards that they put out there. I was like, really? Like, at most, you can make the case he might have won 3. But no more than that. Like, that's just insane.
That's questionable though, right? Because there's a couple of rounds that could have been swing rounds, right? Like the way I try to judge things in that situation is like, okay, I have my own judgment, and then rounds that I could potentially be biased or whatever, I put a question mark on it as a swing round type of situation. So, you know, it's depending who's watching the fight and how they're judging it. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So I'm not gonna say that they're wrong exactly, you know, because there is possibility for that, because there were a few rounds that could have been swing rounds early on.
Oh no, yeah, early in the first third of the fight, yes. But to me, from round 5 on, there's no way that you could legitimately give a round to Gausha. There's just no way. Yeah. I thought Tszyu dominated the rest of the fight after that. I mean, 1 through 4, okay, but 5 through 12, nah, there's no way. To me, there were no swing rounds 5 through 12, in my opinion. So, you know, that's just me. But you know, having watched the fight a couple of times, that's just the way I looked at it. But like you said, it's all in the eye of the beholder. So some of these judges are probably going to give guys more credit than they really deserve, as far as like if a round is close. So for sure, you know, like that's kind of the thing that's going on. And then just a couple other things I wanted to bring up. You mentioned the Munguia Jacobs, bro. As a staunch Munguia supporter, I'm so disappointed in that fight.
Same.
I really don't care to see that fight. To me, Danny Jacobs proved that he's lost a step. He's 35 years old. He looks like a guy who's kind of he's going downhill. He's not getting better. And so Munguia beating him in a fight, whether it's a catch weight or whether it's at 168, like that fight doesn't help him. It doesn't really raise his profile. It's just,
I agree.
He beats a guy with a name, you know, and that's just so disappointing.
It seems like just for money.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like they're trying to get another big paycheck out of the kid, and it's like, man, you guys could have had him handle Charlo, or you guys could have had him fight Janibek, and really, you know, take on a legit tough guy in the division, and instead you go this route. Like, super disappointed in the way management is handling this kid's career. And then the other thing was the announcement today, bro, of the rematch with Donaire and the Monster.
Ooh.
I can't wait for that fight.
Boom.
Yeah,
that's another huge one right there. I'm looking forward to that one the same way that I was looking forward to Warrington Kiko. You know what I'm saying? Like, since the Warrington and Martinez fight got announced, I was hyped for it. I'm the same way that I feel about this fight, and it's another take two at it, bro. And the first fight was so amazing, man.
Exactly. So I hope that the second fight lives up to the billing of the first one, bro, because the first one was just so good that anything less than that is going to be tough to see as, like, you know, as good as the first fight, for sure. And then before I forget, a few days before that, the Inoue Donaire rematch, you're going to have Stephen Fulton fighting Danny Roman.
Yeah.
That's another small guy fight that's going to be really good too.
100%. But I am upset that Fulton is fighting Rahman and not Akhmadaliev. But he did talk smack and smoke to Akhmadaliev, and Akhmadaliev responded talking smack and smoke. So hopefully, after this Rahman fight, we do get to see an undisputed happening with Fulton and Akhmadaliev.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all, because I mean, MJ is a really good fighter as well. So to me, he's not a guy who's built up. He beat Danny for his belts, even though it was a really close fight that could have gone either way. So yeah, for sure, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight happen. You know, for sure. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on, and I might try to go to this fight once I find out when the tickets come out, bro. I can't wait to see that Charlo Castano fight, because I only live about an hour or so from
Lucky you.
The StubHub or Home Depot, or what the hell is it called? Dignity Sports Park, whatever the hell it's called now, bro.
It's so, that's why I didn't even state it earlier, because it's a different random name. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they've changed the name so many times, it's not even funny. But yeah, bro, I'm going to try to go to that fight, because I definitely would enjoy watching that fight. And also, I want to get an up-close look at Boots Ennis to see how good he really is in person.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's one thing to see a guy on TV, but I definitely would want to see him in person.
In TV, they give you all the right angles to make somebody look amazing. In person, you get to see everything.
Exactly. Yeah, you get to see all the good and the bad, you know? So, for sure. All right, man. That's just my call. I'll just be listening to your show.
No doubt, brother. Ignacio, thank you so much for calling in. Greatly appreciate you.
Right.
And continue tuning in.
Man.
Thank you so much, brother. Talk to you later, yo.
Yeah, thanks. All right, man.
All right, brother. Peace. All right. That was my man, Ignacio. Thank you for calling in. You already know we appreciate everybody who calls in, all guests, all supporters. You're all welcome. Thank you so much. And all right, let's take it in. We got a few more topics to go for the day. Let's take it into them. And these are some of my funniest, most entertaining topics. Here we go. Ba-boom! The Mike Tyson influence. Umar, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting. Umar says, Umar Zambekov. I hope I said that right. Umar Zambekov on YouTube. IBA fight, 81 kilograms. If someone's interested, how we fight in Europe. Yo, I'll go check you out, bro. I'll go check that out for sure. I got you. Great show. Good idea with the calling in. Thank you, brother. You know, trying to be innovative, trying to add stuff, trying to have fun, just trying to keep it going and trying to continue getting support from good people like yourself. If you don't already, please subscribe and like the contents. Okay, so here we have one of the funniest, most entertaining topics that I got for the day. I got two more. I got two more funny, entertaining topics, and then I'm gonna touch up on the fights coming up this weekend. We don't have too many, but I'll touch up on those. What the information that I do know about the fighters that are fighting this weekend. Here we have Mike Tyson. We have the Mike Tyson influence. You know, back when I was a young boy, I got the Mike Tyson experience on TV. You know, this beautiful scene we see right here. When Mike Tyson got a little hungry in the middle of a fight and decided that Evander Holyfield's ear looked fucking tasty. And because it looked tasty, he took a fucking bite out of crime. Yo, so this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy because we have had, this weekend, we had a couple fighters that got bit during a fight in the same fight card. How fucking insane is that? Like, did you plan? Yo, if you bite your dude during your fight, when I come out, I'm going to bite my dude, I promise. What? Like, how does that happen? Somebody getting bitten in boxing is so rare. How does it happen for two people to get boxing on the same night? Nano Jama says, Nacho's an excellent caller. Going back to the next round with Gabe and Kim days. Yo, Nacho's the man, bro. All of you guys, everybody who supports, I thank you all, man. You guys motivate me to keep going. And definitely Nacho's a great caller. Definitely, I remember last time he joined me. Very informative. Very cool dude. Nice and humble. Good to have a conversation with. All right, let's keep it going. So the Mike Tyson influence. Yo. My guy bit Holyfield. We got other guys biting people, you know. And even more so, he's making it into some popular shit. Yo, I don't know if you guys have heard, but yo, Mike Tyson got his own edibles, man. THC infused edibles. If you don't know, Mike Tyson is a very big cannabis connoisseur, and he does have his own cannabis company. And he created his own Mike Tyson edibles. Mike Tyson has his own weed strains. Like this, he really does. Mike Tyson is deep into that world. You see him smoking on the Mike Tyson hot box on Mike Tyson all the time. So, yo, he created these edibles. Tyson Mike Bites. And the edibles are in the shape of Holyfield's ear with the little bite at the top. Yo, he had to have contacted Holyfield like, yo, you good with me doing this, bro? Because I'm about to use when I bit your ear off and shit as a publicity. Yo, you all right with that, bro? But yo, this is a hell of a funny and dope gimmick that Mike Tyson came up with. It's dope. Super promotable. It was a historical moment in most of our life. I don't know anybody, boy, girl, that's over the age of like 20 that doesn't know of when Mike Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear. Nando says, I hate edibles like a fucking roller coaster, up and down all day. Yeah, you never really know what you're going to get with edibles. Depends which ones you're having, you know, different types hit differently. It is what it is. But yo, Mike Tyson bites. I'm interested in trying that shit, you know. I'm not really an edible dude either, but I'm interested in trying that and seeing what's up. It is what it is. But yeah, man. Josue Vargas got bit this weekend. I forgot the name of the other dude. I'm terrible with names. I'll get better as we go. Don't worry about it. You start practicing, remembering names and saying you'll get them eventually. But yeah, unfortunately, I will not be able to try some Mike Tyson edibles because he does not live in the state of New York and his business is not established in the state of New York. And legal cannabis is not established in the state of New York. So Mike Tyson edibles, the only way that's happening for a dude like me is if I travel out of state. And there is no way in life that I'm going to take a flight out of state for some damn edibles. Maybe a fight or something. Just when you're coming down, you go right back up, says Nando. Yeah, man. Not the thing to use on a work day. All right. We've made it to the point of my second to last topic, which is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. We got my boy, your boy, the most hated by everybody, everywhere. Jake, the problem child, Paul. Umar says, facts. Mike probably the man with the most influence on the boxing sport. that ever existed, even if I'm personally more into Ali. Yeah, for real. Everybody and their mother knows all about that Mike Tyson ear biting situation. Boy, girl, like I said, older lady, don't matter. Come out to Cali for a fight in some edibles. Ignacio may have to do that. Next big fight at Cali, I may have to do. Who knows? Look, my birthday's May 18th. Don't make me start planning and shit so I go catch that Charlo joint. Stop it. But Nando Yama says, Orale, I'd like in too. Fernando in Richmond, Amilcar, and Hamed were excellent too. Word. Yo. Hey, make it a team trip. We can start planning and start playing. They're trying to cash my man DJ out on the zone. DJ? Who's DJ? Elaborate, por favor, because I'm not necessarily catching it. But in the meantime, let's get into Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Promoter Paul. Everybody knows about the whole debacle that's been going on with Kanye West. And with Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian and Kanye West getting divorced from Kim Kardashian, and then Pete Davidson slowly after sliding right into DMs and then sliding right into the crib and then sliding right into the bed. And Kanye West is tight. Kanye West has been getting not been getting invites to events and shit. Oh, Daniel Jacobs, I see what you're saying. But Kanye West has not been getting invites to events and such for his family. Pete Davidson has been, fucking his ex-wife, and Kanye's tight. So what does my man Jake Paul do? My man Jake Paul says, yo, what's good? I got $30 million. 15 for Kanye, 15 for Pete Davidson. Let's set this up for a fight in the boxing ring. I know it's not a fight between boxers, some shit that dudes want to watch, but yo, I would want to watch this. As sloppy and funny looking as it's going to be, I would so want to watch this shit just because the actual drama behind it. So, I would entertain it. But $30 million is not enough to entertain the likes of Kanye West. Maybe Pete Davidson, but not Kanye West. Yes, that's what Clarence Campbell meant. They are trying to cash out on my man Daniel Jacobs out on the zone. Yeah, you already know. I mean, I think he's trying to cash out too. He's trying to make the most bread he can because he's close to retirement. He's not looking as good as he was before. But back to Jake Paul. Got the promoter hat on. He's also training for a fight, as I hear. Hopefully, as we all want him to do, hopefully he fights a boxer this time around. And not a YouTuber, MMA guy, or whoever, another boxer. But I would love to see this Pete Davidson and Kanye West boxing match. But I wholeheartedly doubt that it's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Don't count on that fight happening. But on the same fucking light, he put the same promoter hat on for two other guys in the other craziest drama that we've all seen happen in the past couple days. Unbelievable shit. Like, bro, it's hard to believe that this actually occurred and happened. But, Will Smith walking up to the stage during the Oscars and slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. And Chris Rock eating that slap as if Will Smith got no hands. He got no power. Or Chris Rock got the heaviest chin there is out there. But yo, my man Jake Paul pulls out his little wallet. Oh damn! I could still only offer $30 million. Fuck shit. I wish I had more than $30 million. But fuck it, $30 million. Will Smith, Chris Rock, let's get it on. What's up? $15 million each. I like what he's doing. Because it does bring eyes to the sport of boxing, and it is entertainment. And that would be a fight. Like, there has to be some type of dislike between Chris Rock and Will Smith after that whole debacle. Haplotype says he got Kanye by ear bite. Yo, I don't know, man. Kanye's been putting on a whole lot of weight and looking sloppy, and he's been looking a little crazy. He may just be one of these guys that, when you was like in elementary school, you used to fight, and then they would come at you like, ah! He may just be one of those guys, so I don't know. Ignacio says, give Kanye a piece of the pay-per-view. I bet that would be enough. I don't know. Maybe. Kanye makes big bread or has made big bread in his career. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But Will Smith. Can you imagine if Chris Rock hadn't kept his cool, Naked Gun level shit? Bro, honestly, Chris Rock is a skinny dude. So I'm surprised that Will Smith even walked up on the stage and slapped him and did that. And I'm surprised that he ate the punch off of being so skinny. But I have to give the biggest props to Chris Rock for holding his composure, for not continuing the fight, because excuse me, I'm gonna tell you, Chris Rock is a better man than me. I've done anger management. I've gone through, I used to be a very angry kid. I used to respond to everything. I used to fight with everybody, whatever. And I've gone through anger management, and I've gotten very good at it. But even if a man slaps me on stage like the way that Will Smith slapped him on stage, I'm not gonna slap him on stage. I'm gonna end his life on live TV, on camera, on stage. Because there's no reason you should put your fucking hands on me for a joke. But back to Jake Paul, you got to give him props for what he's doing. He's out here trying to put on these fights that aren't necessarily boxing fights, but he's trying to put these fights on, which promotes the sport of boxing. Because look, on the whatever card this fight will be, it won't be the main event. It'll be like Jake Paul has you see how Mayweather has his own game plan of what fighters follow in order to become great fighters to make money. Jake Paul has his own game plan on promoting, and so far it's been working. He does a fight event, right, where he'll be the main event, then he'll have a real boxing match happening right on the undercard of that event. Before he had Serrano versus Gutierrez, right? And then right under that undercard, he'll have some celebrities or basketball players, football players, somebody fight. That brings eyes to the sport, believe it or not. Believe it or not. And I think that that's good stuff too. It's entertaining. I like it. I like it. All right. Before I get out of here, I do have to get out of here really soon. It is 7:01, and I'm supposed to be in a meeting right now, but I'm going to give you guys another 5 minutes so I can brush up on these last fights, the fights that are coming up this weekend. Upcoming fights. We have Julian versus Mayeli Flores for the WBC Bantamweight title. I don't know any of these women, but it is a 10-round fight for the women's title, WBC Bantamweight title. Then we have Savannah Marshall and Femke Hermans fighting for the WBO middleweight title. And that should be very exciting, specifically because I want to see what Savannah Marshall's going to do after that smoke and shit-talking situation that happened between Savannah Marshall and the GWOAT. I got Chris by decision. Chin is too good. Yo, maybe. Look, the way Chris Rock ate that punch, that's just crazy. That slap. He ate that slap like he's been getting slapped for a living. But yo, taking it back to the last female fights, because I do got to get up out of here in a couple minutes. I wish I could stay, but I do got to go. I want to see what Savannah Marshall is going to do against Femke Hermans. She was talking that smoke with the GOAT, and I do want to see that fight with Savannah Marshall and the GOAT, so let's see what she got in this fight. Let's see how skilled she looks. And then we have Yamilev Mercado versus Zulina Munoz for the WBC Junior Featherweight title. These are all three women's title fights, all happening the same weekend. There are a couple of male fights on the undercards, none of which I'm interested. I will be watching the females main events, but I don't have a lot of information on them because I am new to watching female boxing and I need to do my research, and I don't want to come here talking nonsense out my ass like I know what I'm talking about if I really don't know what I'm talking about. So tune in to the female fights this weekend. I will be doing so. Thank you all for tuning into my show. Appreciate you so much. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for tuning in. You all have a great evening. My name is K.O. Kenny, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter on @TheRealKOKenny. I support back. Thank you for supporting me. You guys all have a great evening.